guys in New York. I had a prior engagement here. My mentor is Terry Lynn Smith for Property Challenge Live was here in the Buckhead this weekend, so I had a commitment to attend that. And by saying that, some of the guest speakers, they really hit on a lot of things that you talk about, you and Ramel. And I had to go up to them and ask them, did they know y'all? And they was like, oh, yeah, those my brothers. I said, y'all talk just alike, giving the same message, hyping it up. And just it gives you like a reboost and a recharge. And it lets you know you're in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So I'm definitely leaving, you know, when the whole program is done, I'm leaving with much, much more than I came for, like just a sense of pride of even being in the room with you guys. Like it was just awesome and amazing. Smitty the GOAT, Nehemiah, David Shands, all them cats talking the same talk and like giving you that vision where you trying to get to and where you trying to go, and don't give up, keep pushing, put the extra work in and you'll get there. So although I wasn't with you guys, I was still getting that knowledge over here on this end.
Absolutely. And your family. So you already know you're with us in spirit no matter what. You got the mailbox man and energy. Like the fact that you even went up there and spoke to him and asked him
Oh,
questions.
oh
Come on.
yeah. Oh
Come
yeah.
on.
No, I'm gonna go talk to you now. I'm gonna let you know I'm in the room with you, and I'm in the room with other greatness as well. So they was like, okay, you good. I said, I'm gonna be great by the end of all of this. All the
Right.
knowledge and just the sense of power and pride is just it's unmatched, man.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you're stepping up. Not only that, you're showing up in certain ways. Uh, I got a question for you though. The question that I will have for you is this: what was your biggest takeaway of that moment?
Just stay on the grind, put in the extra work. Don't say you don't have time. Get up early and get it done. No excuses. Just get it done.
All right, everybody, put get it done in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Kia. We appreciate you 100%. Good job. Good job. The reason why we snap it up and clap it up for that is because we don't take it lightly. You could really be doing anything and everything else, but you're working on yourself. And when you work on you, everything else works for you. Who else? Who else do we have coming up?
King Anthony. Tino Sleep. What's going on, King?
What's up, family? Grand Rising, everybody.
What's going
Um,
on?
what I came here 2 years ago was to acquire uh, storage facilities, but I didn't know that I needed to change my whole mindset. And then, you come in for one thing, but then you realize you need to work on something, and then there's different avenues, different opportunities you could take. So when we came back again this second time around, because we never leave, it's just things happen. You got to step away for a little bit, and we came back and we locked in with Auntie Shaky. I'm gonna take the test next week for the life insurance, so get that done. And then once I get that, then we could focus again on getting some more real estate. And also, in the short time we've been back, we've been pushing our social media up, and because without exposure, you can't go to the next level. Like I used to want to be the one in the background and just throw money at a project, but that's not how it goes. You got to go out there and put your face out there so people know you, because it's a different, like when you're trying to service other people, it's different now. People want to know you. People want to be more emotionally tied to the product, and they want to be emotionally tied to you. So, you know, that's what I got these last month and a half coming back.
Okay, cool, cool. So, what's your true plan of action? So, I hear that you want to do the life insurance and then circle back, get into more options when it comes to real estate. But do you have a roadmap? Do you have it listed out? And look, don't give me no fluff, Anthony, because I
No,
will hold you accountable, and I'm not gonna play around with you when it comes with the fluff stuff. So don't even try it. Okay, I see you over there scratching the back of your head. Get ready to say, don't do it because it ain't gonna happen here. All right. So I really want a roadmap, and this goes for everybody. Everybody, write down your roadmap, and this is what is going to make it simple for you, because when it's written down, it now can become law. If
we
it's
have
not
we
written down,
we haven't
go
written
ahead.
it down. It's like we just go, Anna and I go back and forth, like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna do. But no, we haven't written down.
Okay, so what I want you to write down though is the roadmap. I don't want you and Anna going back and forth because you know how couples are. You know, y'all team no sleep on the camera, but after the camera's off, you might be team fighting. So I don't know. But what I want you to be doing is this: create your actual roadmap from all the information that you gather. I want you to create, okay, what's step one, what's phase one, what's sequence one, what's month one, what's month two. I need that. And in fact, you need that because when you have that, it will give you more clarity. If not, you're going to be doing random things here and there, thinking you're moving forward, but you could be moving backwards. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Do you want me to make the roadmap from from where I'm at now forward, or from where like starting the year?
From right now where you're at forward, because whatever information, whatever way that you gather, whatever accolades or whatever attributes that you gathered already, you know, it's already in you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
stuff.
King.
Good stuff. I mean, nobody was gonna change my name. Nobody. The team just letting me talk like I'm Ramel. Like, come on, what's up? What's going on here? Ramel was me Monday, and I'm Ramel today. I guess
noticed that, bro. I'm like,
come on, man. Can somebody change my name? What's going on? Who's next? Who's next?
Queen Ashanti, come talk to us, love.
Good morning, everyone. So, the thing that caught my attention was the business funding. I didn't know I would be learning like way other ways to make money. So far, I have opened another LLC. I opened 2 business bank accounts. My credit score went up like 85 points. And next, I'm just working on my funnel. So, and all that's really needed for me to start now is my funnel and my content. So I feel like that's pretty simple to do as of now to start. And then I plan on doing the business funding. Oh, credit. Like that was the thing that I've learned as well. I'm like, okay, so I can do credit too. And this goes perfectly with my business funding. So I thought that was really good. I learned so much about that. And I just plan to do my funding and credit. And once I get enough, generate enough revenue, then I'll go into real estate. So
Okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking that. Once you all move, first of all, snap it up, clap it up for you, because I'm loving how straightforward that was and how clear it was. Once you all move forward and get to another level, we're going to show you business acquisition. And it's not as in-depth as you think. The thing about it is, as a business, as you grow, you want to collect other businesses that you aren't running. So it may not be you purchasing the business, but you are licensing the business. And what that could look like is being an affiliate. What that could look like is having partnerships, strategic partnerships with Ashanti. You may be the one doing the funding, but you might link up with James, and James is doing the credit. Right? You see how that works? So now you funnel the clients, but the thing I want you all to write down right now is funnel. Put the word funnel in the chat. Everything is a funnel. You don't need to wait on a systems funnel. You need to first create your business funnel. This is why I said create the roadmap. Like this, like you're going to get paid for how well you create your system, how articulate you are when it comes to speaking and communicating about it, and how detailed you are with your plan of action. The service and the fulfillment comes from the plan of action. Make sense? So I would love for you all to write down, what does your business funnel look like? You get a client from where? You take them where? The purpose is to do what? The result is to get them what? And when you have that, it becomes super clear. As I mentioned before, like niching down your messaging. So I know we all are going to have these businesses, and some of you already have it, but niching down your message where, and this is the example for Netflix, right? It makes it so simple. Hold on real quick. So the thing is this: Netflix has their messaging niche down to the point where they can attract any target audience. So their niche down messaging is watch all of your favorite TV shows and movies in one place on demand for one low price. So I want you all to be able to grasp that idea, because once you can get that, you know exactly how to talk to people about your business. Because I want you to realize, what does the client get to do with your product or service? And if you can just answer that effectively, 30 seconds or less, one sentence, you'll be spot on. So great job, Ashanti. Your next level is loading. I want to see more from you, but I'm happy I'll see you right now. Let's go. Let's go. Next person.
King James, come talk to us, King.
What up, dude?
What's going on, James?
All right, cool. Let's knock this out the way first. All right, I'll shave the beard. I don't want to shave the beard though, but
You gotta shave the beard and take out the earring, because I know that's your combo. You gotta shave the beard and take out the earring and shave the head. You gotta look like Mr. Clean.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't shave the head.
Wait, no. Listen to what I'm saying. You see, that's the real consequence. You see that? See the beard, you could do the beard. Now I'll do the beard. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep the young, youthful face, but I won't shave the head. No, you gotta shave the head now. Put it in the chat. Hold on, let's gauge the audience. Chat. Come on, let me know in the chat. Does he take out the earring? Does he shave the beard? Does he shave the head? If we want the trifecta, put trifecta in the chat.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't the head due to prior commitments. I can't do that.
Sunshine, come on for mute, please, and come talk, please. Come up here real fast, because this is getting out of hand. He's talking reckless right now.
Yeah.
It just means you're going to do the work, King. If you can't shave the head, that means you're going to do the work.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that was gonna be a given. Dang, you froze, Sunshine. You like pixelated.
All right, let's take Sonny off. Sonny got froze up. Sonny got froze up. So, all right, cool. Wait a minute. I need you to get this very clearly, though.
Mhm.
Why are you saying you won't shave the head when you know that you're doing the work, so you wouldn't have to shave the head?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know how to answer that. First response, automatic response.
Autopilot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shave the head, shave the beard, take out the earring, bro. Those are your superpowers, right? I know it is. That's why you don't want to do them. He's like, nah, I'm not going to shave the head.
No, it's with the hair thing. It was a commitment I made to like all of my cousins and stuff like that back in the day. It's personal. It's relates to some family stuff.
Okay, wait. Because look, are we missing what we're saying here? Like, if that's what we're talking about, the consequence needs to be that deep that you will let down your family if you don't complete your task. That's what we're talking about. So where's the disconnect at, James? Where's the disconnect?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like, where's the disconnect? I really would love to know.
Nah, I think I get it. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So all right. Tell me why you chose the beard. Tell me why you chose the beard.
Because I've been trying so hard to grow this shit out, man. Like this took a while, bro. This was work. I've been like going to the barber, like, yo, no, don't even clip that. You want me to shit? No, don't do that. Like, let me just pick it, bro. Like, I do not want to lose the beard. It took me a long time to even get the thing. Cause I hear about a lot of people in my family, they got the patchy boys, it ain't filled thin. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like one of the only people in the family that got it. So I'm like,
James, stop throwing shade, okay? Stop throwing shade on the pet, man, okay? Stop throwing shade. All right. Yeah, I try to grow out of bed. I look like I need to cut it, so I cut it. All right. Cool. All right. So let's continue, James, with your consequences and your plan of action.
okay. So one thing that will happen is making sure I can lock in at least 10K inside of the account, like to stay there. There's been times where I made it past that point, but instantly it's like it's walk out. So even the past month where I made like the 20K and everything like that, it was like, all right, boom, I popped out on everything on mentorships. I'm like, damn, back down like 2-3K. Like, what just happened? And it's like I have not been able to fully see that amount inside of my account because every time I've touched it, it's been spent somehow, some way, even if it was for a good cause. And also that goes into the next thing with what we expected and what we actually learned. So I get into that afterwards, but I just haven't been able to see that amount even when I was trading, I see the 10K, but the moment I touch my account, it's like, dang, I either went to the mall, I trip, I paid for something else. Just have not seen that money in my account. Actually, like I've seen it in other places. I've made it. I've seen it on screens of like invoices and things like that. But actually, in my account for 30 days or more, I have not seen it.
Okay, so let's get down to the psychology of it really fast, but let's include everybody else. How many of us are feeling just like James? Put Yana in the chat. Put your number in the chat. Put that magic number because we all do it, right? The first time I was like, I need 100K. Let's go. I need 100K. Get the 100K, and 100K is nowhere to be found. It's like, wait a minute, where did the 100K go? Like literally, that's 100,000. Like, where did it go? And so it doesn't matter the number. The number could be 100,000. It could be 10,000, and it will still disappear on you. And there's a reason why it disappears. So okay, cool. When you first set out for this goal, what was the number?
The first number was just 5K. Yeah,
And how much did you acquire? So when you set out for 5K, how much did you actually acquire?
It was like 8.
8. That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All
Yeah.
right. And then what about when the 10 came? You saw the 10, but it kind of disappeared. What was the number that you shot for?
You said what the number that I shot for, or that I
Yeah.
actually?
The number that you actually shot for. So the number that you got is cool, but I want to focus on the number that you were looking to obtain.
Actually, when I was the whole time I was shooting for the 10K is actually when I just got the 20. But yeah, so that's the answer to that.
Okay. So in other words, I want you to think higher. Everybody put think higher in the chat.
Mhm.
Think higher. Because along this journey, the more you make, the more it will take. You ever heard more money, more problems?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you must think higher because what's happening is you are settling for a number, but you're not adding the cost of what the prices that you have to pay when you're on that journey. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, you say, hey, look, I want to make $10,000 and you're going to make $10,000. Make no mistake here. Everyone is going to make $10,000. But for some reason, it feels like this. And put Yana in the chat if you relate to it. When you finally get to the threshold, you get to the $5,000. It's like, damn, it's not even enough. I thought this was enough. All I needed was 5,000 to cover my expenses, and I'll be good. And now I realize it's not enough. And then you get to 5,000, and then you get to 10,000. Like, yes, I finally made it to 10,000. It's on, it's lit. And then you realize $10,000 ain't it. And then you go to 15, and it's like, all right, does this stop? So if you don't get ahead of it, it gets ahead of you and it becomes a headache. And this is why a lot of people mismanage finances. Because if you can't handle $100, you probably won't be able to manage 100,000, 10,000. So the way to start to do this is to think beyond what is already coming your way. And you must start to plan. So when Mr. Brooklyn Business says cash flow recovery, you need to be doing that cash flow prevention method right now, expenses prevention method, right? So the way to do that is start to eliminate expenses that's unnecessary. So one thing that you mentioned, I don't know if anybody caught it, but when he finally got that 10K in the bank, what did he do with it? But one thing that he mentioned that he did in it, but it was more like it wasn't to grow the money, but it was to spend the money. Right. Somebody said trips. Jasmine, of course, Jasmine's going to pick out on trips. That was the first thing that popped up in her mind. And I know the first place that popped in her mind was Barbados. Cascade. Hey, listen.
I went to Barbados.
He went to Barbados, Jasmine. You know. Good job. That was a good job. So even when you go to the Barbados or you take that vacation, do you like it? Put it in the chat if you actually enjoyed what you spent your money on. Put it in the chat. Whatever you spent your money on that you thought, damn, this will be dope, and you end up spending money. Did you like it? So James, did you end up liking it?
Loved it.
Do you want more days of that?
Of course.
So then you must make a choice now. You must eliminate the things that take away those days from you. So this is how I look at it. When I'm out in Florida or I'm traveling to, across the pond in Europe or South America, it's like these moments are beautiful, but they're fleeting, right? It's a week, it's 2 weeks. Sometimes, I might spend a month on a road. And in some cases, it could be 2-3 months, right? So, the thing that I'm showing you is before I got to that point, I had to make a decision in my mind. the more that I spend on things that does not move the needle, that does not help me, that is not in alignment with the assignment, the less of the alignment activities that I get. So James, the money is there and you had the money, but where you're spending the money is actually not in alignment with you, with your goals and with what you want. So it's not staying around. Imagine, and this is what we call your relationship with money. This is when we say you need to change your relationship with money. So imagine having a friend, and every time the friend comes around, you just kind of discard the friend. You don't really pay much attention to him. Just like, yeah, man, you're here, whatever. It probably won't feel like they want to hang around anymore, right? That's money. Money likes to be talked to. Money likes to be bigged up. Money likes to be in places where money can feel powerful. That's around other dollars. So you must start to put your place and learn how to keep your money in your pocket by growing the money. So first thing I need you all to do is track your expenses, right? You've been tracking your time. Some of you have been doing a phenomenal job, but you need to track where your money is going, because if not, it will go through your hands like water. The next part of that is you need to shoot higher for the number. So you say, I want 10K, even if 10K is that magical wealth number where you're like, all I need is 10K and all of my expenses are covered and I have $5,000 left over. Okay, cool. That's great. You're in a good position. But I want you to think beyond what you need and think beyond who you can truly be, because that is what also shows up. How many of us spend our money on family and friends? James, how much money did you spend on the family and friends that you didn't include into the expense that you just told us?
That I didn't include. Well, that was, to be honest with you, that was including. I'm talking about like keeping the money in the account.
Wait, what do you think I'm talking about? What you think I'm talking about here? So how much money did you spend on family and friends?
Probably like maybe $1,000.
You said 1,000?
Yeah, maybe 1,000, a little bit more.
Okay. All right, cool. Now, because
Yeah.
me, I just be giving out money like the little girl that's when you're getting married, she be throwing out rice. I don't know why I do that. I still struggle with it. I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like one of the ways I really stopped doing that is I stopped carrying cash, because for some reason every corner that I stop in, somebody is asking for $1. And then you don't just have $1, you might just have 5. And before you know it, you done spent $30. But then you times that by how many times you done did that throughout the month. And then you times that how many times you did that out the year. You know how much money I was giving away? I was giving away $3,000 to $5,000 a year.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? On random people on the street, and then, you know, random friends, whatever the situation. And I realized, do you know I got no money back off of that money? I could just take that same money and do a charity and then write that off. You understand? I could just take that same money, do a charity, write that off. So this is what I say, you know what? Forget having a debit card, not even because they some people got so bold, James, they told me to go to the ATM. Was I getting robbed? I don't know. I think I was getting robbed without being robbed. Hey, bro, you got this ATM right there, man. Like, yeah, you're right. Come on, let me talk to you while I'm talking to him, giving them game. And the whole time I'm getting robbed, I don't even know it. So stop letting people rob you, because you are the one that's robbing you. Make sense? Somebody
Yes.
snitching. They told me I was in New York. Yeah, I was.
So there's a reason why that is there though. So my mother has not worked in like 15 years or so. So even when I came down here to Atlanta and I was homeless, I was still paying my mother's bills. So it's that's where the $1,000+ is coming from. Like that is a kind of a consistent thing. That is, for me at the moment, is non-negotiable, because she don't work. There is not really a lot of room for her to be able to work or make any money. So that's kind of a consistent thing. I just wrote that into every normal bill.
Right. So you're just feeding into the point that I made, is this is why you need to go higher, because initially you're not thinking that. Like initially you innately you're thinking it. Initially you're not, right? And here's the difference between the two. When you're thinking business, you're focused on business. So you don't think, I gotta make sure mom is good. I gotta make sure so-and-so is good. That comes afterwards. So the initial thought is, I need $10,000 because I know what I could do with the 10K. I know how I can make that and grow that to 20, 30, 40, 50. And then once you get the money, then you start to think about, oh yeah, I gotta make sure mom's good. I gotta make sure sister's over here good, and then everything else. However, you need to plan that. You need to have that in a budget right now. So the key thing is to split it up in factions, right? So the first thing is you might want to take 70 to 80% in whatever that's your actual income. So if you get $10,000, really you only got $7,000. Don't even think that you have 10. That is the number one mistake that most people make. You get $10,000 and you think that you got $10,000. For example, and you can take James off the screen. I don't want to hold you on this one, James, to make you feel like you're held hostage up there. You did a great job, James. I'm gonna come back to you though in a second. Come back to you. So a lot of millionaires, right? Like you might see. First of all, there's a lot of millionaires. We've even gone through the same struggle. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I would say stay under being a millionaire, but hey, you do what you want to do. We're mailbox millionaires here. Aspire to get to it. But what I'm saying is this: when you make that large amount of money, you're going to be hit with a certain amount of taxes. Now, first of all, it might just be like 30, 40% off the rip. So you might make $1 million, but you probably really take home 600,000. In some cases, 550, 800,000. So already, you're already losing money. But in your mind, you think that you have the whole 10,000 or the whole 100,000, and you're planning with the whole 100,000, with the entire 100,000 or the entire 10,000. And while you're planning with the entire 10,000, you're not realizing that half of that portion of that money is gone already. Let me know in the chat if we're making sense so far. Let me know in the chat if we're making sense. So you should already start to calculate this inside of your income. You should already start to calculate this, because if not, you're going to be behind, and you're going to forget why this is happening. And you just feel like, it's not working. But eliminating the unnecessary expenses, making sure that you are actually foreseeing the expense coming. So you already know that you have rent. You already know that. So you should be already factoring in that. So everybody here should know their bottom line when it comes to how much money they want to collect. And they should also know their expenses, their total expenses. Clear? And I know we say this all the time, but knowing means nothing. It's about actually doing it. And when you do it, it will change your life forever. This is why Mr. Brooklyn Business goes so hard about cash flow recovery, because we had to learn this the hard way. All right, bring James back up and let's close out. James, bring James back up. All right, James. So we're gonna finish right with what you were saying. So you have the goal to make 10,000, but I want you to up it. I want you to go higher. So what's the new goal? What's the new money goal?
20.
No, you believe it, because if you just say it, just saying it, but you believe it, actually believe it.
20,000.
20,000?
Yeah.
You believe it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's what you're gonna see. And you, once again, you're not gonna see the whole 20,000. You're going to make it, but when you're shooting for 20,000 instead of shooting for just 10,000, you would at least land somewhere in that ballpark. It might be 11, it might be 13, sometimes it might be 9. But hey, you want $1,000 off. So you might be there. Anything you want to say that is coming to your mind based upon the conversation so far?
No, not too much. I will answer the other thing that you were referring to earlier, though. What were we expecting and what have we actually done? So, as far as expectations, I was just trying to understand systems. That's why I've been back to back like mentorships, challenges, because I'm like, I have a lot of information. I've been studying it from the outside and not the inside. There's bits and pieces I know that I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know that I don't know it. And I do feel like I've got those pieces. I've implemented those things. I'm running like webinar. I got a webinar that I'm doing tonight, setting up the automations, the different upsells. I've like just been studying. I've been going through funnels and putting my bread on the line. I'm like, okay, cool. And I have actually implemented those systems. I've started a school community. I've gained more clients. It's been a lot that has happened even just from the start of this in these past couple of weeks. It's just been head down grinding. Like I only sit at this desk. Like the rest of my house, even right now, the rest of every room is just dark. This is the only place there's light in there. I wake up, I come here, I go back to the room. I eat rice and eggs almost every day. Just like, all right, look, this is what we eating. Got to figure something out. But just grind mode the whole time. Because what you said was very, very true. It's like when I first touched the amount of money, I was outside, I'm spending money. I'm like, nah, now I just need to lock in on like learning and implementation, information and implementation. That's it. But I will tell you this, and I don't know if you can help me out with this one. I've noticed that I've invested into a lot of different mentorship challenges and things like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now there's a big gap of things. And I've been focusing on like one thing. I've been like trying to learn focus. And the thing that I have gotten from this is like it said, what's the one thing you can do right now such that by doing it, it makes everything else either easier or unnecessary? And I'm like, all right, cool. That just means that I need a high level of like focus area. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go all in on the credit stuff. So I'm like, yeah, storage units and everything like that is cool. I ain't there yet because that's just getting bigger on the implementation gap. I got to get to a point where I hit a ceiling and then buy more mentorships because it's like I'm buying a bunch of mentorships, but then it's like I'm spending a bunch of time learning, which is still important. There's still bills to pay though. So I have to actually run the business. So I've been battling with the, okay, but I did learn information that helped. When do I buy more information? When do I get the next mentorship? Is it because back to back to back is cool, but then it's like there's no time for the implementation of the thing. So at what point do you normally reinvest in new mentorship?
So what I would love, if that's a good, first of all, that's a good point. What I would love for all of you to start to think in is stages. When you first go to school, you're introduced in one level of mentorship, but in reality, it's a long level of it, right? So the first level is elementary, then you have like a junior high school, then you have the high school, then you have a college, and you have like training when it comes to your actual job or whatever the case may be. Think in stages. So first year is all about what? Like even if you took, I don't recommend this though. I would say 2 mentorships max at a time. This is the only mentorship you really need, but I don't want to convince you that. You could just, gauge yourself. But I want you to realize, okay, break up in stages. Year 1 is what? Year 1 is all about implementation. I don't care if I got a lot of information. See, a lot of us like to be information junkies, but I'm getting information, I'm applying it right away. This is all about implementation. I'm doing everything. But the key aspect of this to know where you should be going is to create your funnel, your business funnel. What's the purpose of your business? Who are you looking to attract? What do they get out of here? What's the result? In between, you'll start to fill out, okay, what's missing? And then you'll be able to add it easily. But if you don't do that, then you're just adding everything that makes sense, because to be honest, everything that any entrepreneur offers to you is going to make sense. But you don't need everything. You just need the things that's going to work for you. You just need the things that's going to be everything for you. You don't need everything. That's a bar. Write that down. You just need the things that will be everything for you. So the way to get that is to write this out. Write your roadmap down. And I promise you, I like the credit part. But anybody who's doing credit, if you could also add funding, because funding will get you a bigger bag than the credit, but the credit is needed for the funding. So you're making yourself what we call a need-based business. And if you have a need-based business, you're going to take off. If you don't have a need-based business, just add one as an affiliate or a strategic partnership. Everybody should have a partner in credit and a partner in funding, because those are need-based businesses. This is why like everyone is clamoring for funding. And then they don't even know what to do with the funding. But you can know what to do with the funding and you can guide them along the process. So when you build this out, it's something called Foundational 5. I don't think we're quite there yet because we just started, but the Foundational 5 is going to teach you how to make extra streams of income, at least 5, and you can make more, but at least 5 off of any business model. And we've been doing this for years. When I started out with Airbnb and I had a studio in there, and then I did the experiences, like, yeah, I was getting money all types of ways. So we're no stranger to this, but there are levels to this. So James, to answer that question once again, the first year, this will be all about implementation. Y'all will use the four levels of value. This will be all about implementation. So anything, any service, any mentorship that you're getting should be helping you implement the thing. The next year is going to be about how you unify people to help you do the thing. So Okay, maybe you first started out with just you in the business and there isn't anyone else in the business. Okay, cool. You keep implementing. Then next year is about managing. Okay, how can I add somebody else in here? Maybe I get a VA, maybe I hire another partner, whatever the case may be. And then whatever mentorships, whatever opportunities come, it needs to be in alignment with how to manage these things. Making sense so far? And then the next one is communication. So you need to be joining, you need to be practicing your marketing. And remember, you don't have to go to different programs. You can do it all here. We can help you with your marketing. We can help you with your communication. We will do all of that with you. So in a lot of cases, it's already done for you. You just got to go out and execute on it. Okay, the material and everything is here. So then you after that, you're now building on the imagination. So year 4, you're just now working on the business. A lot of us like to skip a lot of steps. You just started getting your business. You want to hire a VA. You want to become the machine before you even learn the machine. That's not where it's at. That's not where it's at. That's why you're gonna you know, if you're thinking this way, you're not going to succeed. We don't want you running out and doing everything. You're not there yet. Implementation should be most of you all if this is your first year in business. Even if it's not your first year in business and it's your first mentorship, implementation. Make sense?
Yeah. So, and I appreciate that because you actually just gave me some confirmation on some things. It's interesting. I ended up being homeless back in Detroit after a breakup with a girlfriend and around like 2023. And I was sleeping in my car and stuff like that for like a good solid year. Then when I got my spot, it was the end of 2023. That's when I implemented the credit repair business again because I did it previously, but I be honest, I messed that up. I was not a good boss. I didn't know how to hire people. I didn't understand SOPs. I messed that all up. That was all on me. I was blaming it on the employees, but it was my fault. Um, so I implemented, and then I put in people in place, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me record everything that I'm doing so they can just do it exactly how I was doing it and set up the systems. I'll start setting up the systems, and now I got people in place. I have a whole dispute team. I don't even touch it. I do the initial consultation, and I'm hands off with it most of the time. And then you said going into the realm of communication. I think that is where I'm at now because I'm like, man, I'm good at what I do, but nobody knows what I do because they don't see me enough. Nobody is like, I gotta do better at this content thing. I gotta go better at like putting my face out there, marketing to people. And it's funny because it's exactly what you just said, and that's exactly what I'm working on. So it was very confirming everything you just said. That's literally the steps that I've been going through.
Okay, what's not confirming to me though, I love it though, is why you didn't join the social media engagement group.
The social media, where's the link at?
We gotta put the link in the chat. Somebody put the link in the chat for the social media engagement group.
I think that might have been a time when y'all was doing it. I was out of town. I was working out of town,
Okay.
so I was kind of in and out of the meeting. But I think I heard about that.
If you need help with your messaging, your social media presence, just building it out, branding it, and then marketing it, go ahead, put a 1 in the chat. If that's you, put a 1 in the chat. Let me search for the social media engagement group link for you. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Give me a second. All right, what I'm going to do just for the sake of time, because I don't see it right here, I'm going to put that into the chat in a minute.
Okay.
But let me get back to the Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll see a bunch of ones, but don't join it. It is $20 a month. Don't join it if you don't want to pay that. I would say do that for at least 3 months. You could always cancel afterwards. But it would be useful to have. Why? Because it would grow your brand, but also increase the algorithm in your favor. But if it's something you have to penny pinch on and you feel like it's, don't do it because it's not the program for you. Okay, it's not going to be the program for you. All right, cool. So What else, James? What else did you have to add to that?
That was the main thing.
That was it.
Yeah, that was the main thing. I've been implementing the things. I wanted to get systems in place. I have those systems. Oh, also partnerships. Man, if y'all look for somebody to do credit repair, like, what's up? Or if y'all trying to do like challenges, webinars, you know what I'm saying? Come to my audience, I come to yours. Like, that was another purpose of this because it wasn't just, it's cool. I've been popping up on the screen. Y'all getting to know my face and things like that. But also, I want to connect more with the people that's inside of the group. Like, yo, we all want to come up. This isn't, what I'm saying? Like that at one point, the people who y'all like Mogul and them is like networking with, they was in the same rooms and mentorships. Even though this is virtual, like that don't mean that we don't connect outside of this. Like we can still do Zooms, Instagram things. We can meet up in person. Like that. That doesn't mean that it has to stop or end here just because we is in a group or wasn't in a group. It's just like it is connecting together and building each other up. And that is one of the things that I'm really big on. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A lot of the times when I'm inside these groups, it's like these people really do be a lot of the family. Because outside of like my mother and them, I don't even really rock with my family because the times when I was messed up, I'm like, yo, it was just me. And they could have helped. And they didn't. And I never forget that.
Absolutely,
forget
100%.
Yeah, I forgive it, but won't forget it.
What do I say all the time? You might not get rich with your day ones, but
Get rich with the day twos.
all right. We have a meetup. Like, once again, this community, this real community, this is not about virtual. We just do it virtually to make sure everybody can get together at the convenience. We have a mogul meetup going on Sunday in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, at the Ritz. Who's in Atlanta? Who's in Atlanta? Put ATL in the chat. Oh, I think that was Sonny coming up from mute. Come here, Sonny.
It's
Sonny?
Saturday, not Sunday.
All right, Saturday.
Yes, it's Saturday.
If we pull you up on the screen, don't get froze this time, okay?
Listen, this Wi-Fi is acting a fool. It's acting a whole fool, okay? I'm in the
just
state.
saying, it's looking like you doing the, So I'm gonna take you off the screen. Let me take you. Let me take you off, Sonny. Let me take you. All right. You got a good radio voice anyway. So hey, talk from the radio voice. All right. So Sunshine, put it in the chat, right? Put the information in the chat. So anybody who's in Atlanta, if you're in a nearby city and you want to drive up, trust me, we've been doing a mogul meetup since 2021. The very first mogul meetup was on the beach of New York City. What beach was that? That was Rockaway Beach. Some of y'all might know that, some of y'all might not, some of y'all might like it, some of y'all might not. But that was the very first one. Great turnout. And then from there, we went on to cities like Dallas, California, and so on and so forth. So we do have mogul meetups that we actually travel to, and then we have mogul meetups that you can host yourself. And that's something that we will start to encourage you to do. A lot of you have moved on to another level, playmakers, cash flow collectors. So during those times, you will be given an opportunity to run your own mogul meetup. Please don't shy away from the opportunity. This is an opportunity of a lifetime because what it does, it allows you to become a leader within your city. And if you can get people to follow you and people to stand next to you, you become unstoppable. Make sense?
Wait, so we
Cool. So
we can organize and run the meetup?
Oh yeah, that's going to happen. Not right now, James. Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. Hold on. James is like, yeah, forget the mentorship. Y'all know what time it is. I'm in Atlanta. No, James, take it easy, James. Take it easy. You have to actually get to that next level first. You gotta be a playmaker or cash flow collector to even start to be able to have those opportunities. But it's in your vision, is in your vicinity, is pretty much at your fingertips. It will happen for you, James. But Saturday, come Saturday, okay? All right.
Yeah. What is it? I know I heard him say something like you got an RSVP for it. Where's the RSVP at?
I'll put the link inside the chat of Telegram.
Sunshine dropped it last night, James. It's in there already.
We'll re-put it in there. So that way whoever missed it can get it. All right, cool. All right, everybody send some love to James in the chat. Thank you, James. We had James, you were a featured guest up here today. Good job, James. Yeah, good job. You can use this for, your content, James. Who else is up? There she goes. What's up?
Good morning.
Queenie,
How y'all doing?
Doing
Grand
well.
Rising Millionaires, y'all all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad to be in the house today. Coach Crew, your question today as far as the roadmap is concerned, like, that's probably one of my biggest concerns. So I'm gonna lay it out for you. You can let me know where I need to edit. But I really feel like, before I get into that, I really feel like my biggest drawbacks are understanding, and because of that, I'm having a problem implementing. So my first step is I really need to finish out my LLC. I got to send my information into the state and establish my business bank account. I kind of want to do a second LLC, but I'm not real sure if that's just necessary just yet. I just kind of came to a situation where this is my third step. I just kind of came to the conclusion that I'm pretty sure that I will be needing a funnel, even though at first I didn't think I would be. But I really think I need one. I am a licensed life insurance agent. I'm in the Atlanta area too, but unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town this weekend. This is my first time. And this is my first time, I've been ill. I've been recuperating and learning how to walk again. This is the first trip I've had in a year and a half, and here y'all come to Atlanta. My mind was blown when I heard that last night. I'm sick about it. But anyway, so I
Wait,
know.
hold on. I don't want that moment to pass.
Okay.
Can we all come off of mute real quick, snap it up, clap it up, because this is a blessing. This is a blessing right here.
Yes.
Let's go,
Amen.
Yes.
Go,
Huge
Fed.
Good job, Queen.
Oh,
Let's
Hey.
go.
Proud of
You got
you.
it.
Yes, you did it,
Let's
Queen.
go.
That's
Huge.
huge.
I'm good
So
feeling.
proud. You should be
Congratulations,
so
Queen.
proud.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Good
proud.
do your
job.
horn.
You're
We
doing
see
it,
you, girl.
Queen.
That means
Yes.
It's been a long, hard road, y'all. It's been a long, hard road. I witnessed
Got
my worst
this.
enemy. You got to take care of yourself. You got to breathe deep. You got to take a minute just to sit with yourself and sit with God. And I wasn't saying that I was just totally neglecting myself, but I put so many people ahead of me, and you really just have to just take care of yourself. That's really all I can say about that. But I'm on my way back a lot better than a lot of people who have been diagnosed with, the disease that I have. And I am blessed, and I really thank God for it. And I really appreciate this group, because this is my first mentorship. And I actually manifested this, like I wanted to find somewhere that I belong. And I mean, all of a sudden MMA just came to me. I'm sure it was a funnel. I'm sure it was a funnel, but I'm so glad to be here. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Thank you though. I thank y'all for your support. I really do. And pray for me on this plane, because I don't know how my body's going to react to the pressure and the altitude and all of that stuff, but pray for me, please. I won't be alone. My children are going. My daughter's 18, my son is 13, so I have a lot of help. I'm going to get through the airport with assistance in a chair, so I don't have to worry about being bumped around and hit and all that stuff. So, but pray for me. Thank you. Okay, so my third is a funnel. I know I need a funnel for my life insurance. I'm an agent. My tool is actually Primerica. With that, I can do a lot of things. I can do financial advising. Not to say that I'm, all wise and know all of this stuff, but I do want to further my licenses. I want to go up to the series licenses and get more of that. So with my funnel, with the life insurance, I'm feeling like I can support funding when with networking and joining on with someone. Funding is not necessarily something that I want to do, as well as credit. I don't really want to do that, but I certainly would like to partner with someone like you've been saying. So then that brings me to the affiliates. I think the affiliates would come after the funneling, because then I have somewhere to send these people to. And I think I was talking to you about that just yesterday, I think it was, Coach Crew, because I've already gotten the fan bases set up. So now I got to use it. You know what I mean? Maybe I should have bought the funnel in first instead of the affiliates. But at first, the funnel just didn't make sense to me to have. So, and then after that, I have, as far as like step 5 through 7, I have books that I want to write. What's her name? I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. Is it Kiana?
Yes.
Kiana? Okay, Kiana. I love her classes. I absolutely love her classes. Like, she's the only place that I can go that everything makes sense to me. I don't know why, but everything there makes sense to me. So I really enjoy her classes. I want to do some books. I've already had an idea before I started her classes, so it was like, oh my God, this is perfect for what I needed. I want to do therapy books as well as journaling, and I want to do some guided meditations. Then step 6, I want a credit stack. So I'm waiting on my credit to clear up, which is not so bad. Right now I'm sitting at about an 820, but I still have things that I need to clean up. So once I finish the credit stacking, I want to develop trade lines, get the trade lines done. And my girl, Miss Taisha has really like showed out this week with her Chef Corps, and I really want to do that as well as wholesaling. So that's my order of things. I don't know if that's the right order of things, but that's the way it makes sense to me. So that's what I got. And implementation is a problem because I don't really understand it. I don't understand how to do the funneling. I don't
Okay.
really understand how to develop the web presence. I mean, I have an IG page, but I don't know what to do with it.
Okay. First, did you join the social media engagement group?
I did not. I
All right,
did not. I
join
think
that.
that's what, yeah, I would definitely join that. Okay.
All right. Second, right? And if I miss anything, just kind of let me know. But the first thing, remember, funneling is just a series of steps to get someone to take an action. You've all been doing funneling. If you have children, you for sure do funneling. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how your kid operates, so you will funnel your kid to get the thing that you want them to get. This is no different. But you must funnel first the way you want things to work out. So the reason why you might not understand is because the plan isn't as clear to you. It just makes sense as far as the tools. Like that's what I mentioned earlier. Like anything that any entrepreneur is going to present to you is going to make sense because they're all useful things. But you need to have the things that are useful for you. So the funnel that I want you to create is, all right, what do I want? Number one, right? What is it that I want? I want $100,000. All right, cool. How am I going to get $100,000? Well, I'm going to offer a program. All right, what is the program? I'm gonna have a program in three sections. First is going to be the main program, my anchor program, whatever it is that I'm offering to people. And then since I'm a business owner and I'm going to be working with business owners, I need to also have other things that business owners would like to have because this would add extra streams, which would be credit repair. I don't want to do it myself. And it would be funding because I don't want to do it myself. That's perfect. Those things you don't have to do yourself because they already have thousands of people who are doing them already. And it's such low hanging fruit that you're going to make a lot of money passively just by referring somebody to them anyway. So cool. You don't even have to think about doing that. You could do the trade lines, but the trade lines are the same too. We have trade line sites. We have trade lines that you could use right now. Instead of waiting for yours to become seasoned, you already start to build up your clientele. All right. So a lot of what you're saying could be implemented within the next 30 days. It's now understanding how you're going to get there. So cool. Now we're at the understanding of what we're offering to people. What else do we want? Do we want to have them have a certain result? What's the certain result we want them to have? Okay, do we want them to circle back? Now we need a subscription. So how do we now keep them in our pipeline to create a subscription? All right, do I want a lot of people around because I want to do mogul meetups and I want to be able to travel the world and have connections? See, this is the secret sauce, you all. If you do mogul meetups and you're doing mogul meetups across the state and across the country, you're now going to have relationships with people in those states and in those countries where when you go and you reside, you have people that you can connect with and people that you can have some type of business with. That's where the power is at. It's a strategic partnership. So now at the end of that, you're saying, okay, I need to have them circle back to build this community. All right, what are you offering them as a way to stay around? So these are the things you want to think about because each layer I just spoke to you about is a money-making layer. This is how you create wealth. It's not going to come from just one product and one sale or one service and one sale. It's going to come from multiple ways of the same thing. So for all of you who are creating content, you need to now start to realize this. This is good, really quick. This is kind of a segue, but this will go with James and everybody else who's looking for the content. I've spoke to Amanda and a few other people yesterday on, I think Anthony was on there too, on the social media engagement group. From one video, you can make 11 pieces of content. Those 11 pieces of content could be the lead magnets to help you get those clients. So here are the 3 buckets that everybody wants hit: education, entertainment, engagement. So you want to make sure your content can entertain someone, can educate them, or keep them engaged. You can have 3 different topics in a 10-minute span. You can speak for 10 minutes or you can speak for 15 minutes, and you can break that up. Each topic has has those 3 bullet points. So whatever topic, let's say the first topic is your relationship with money. You can keep them entertained about it. You can educate them on how money is moved and the purpose of money. And you can also keep them engaged by showing them ways of how to do it. Now you do the next topic, same thing. So you already have 3. Now you cut it up to 3. That's 9. The long form itself, that's 10. You can split it into 2 parts, make a series. That's 11 and 12. Do you see how much you can make with 1 piece of content? You got 12 pieces of content off that 1 video. Off the 1 video. And then you can have call to actions inside of the video. Now, if I'm you, I'm outlining this prior to anything. So that is the skill that I want everyone to pick up right now, is you must document this prior to doing it. You must build your roadmap. This is all about systems. I'm telling you, there aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success. So the system that I want you to use, Yvonne, is outlining. So you did that, right? You created a series of steps. Cool. Now you need to understand, all right, what am I doing with these steps? So then you'll put it into that formula that how I showed you. All right, I'm taking client from A to Z. What's the A to the Z that you're taking the client from? When you figure that part out, everything else that you put on that list will be easily placed. Easily placed. A to Z. What is the roadmap? I want everyone to think about that. This is about your system. Your system is going to be the thing that gives you everything you want, because it's your layout, it's your outline, it's giving you the projection. And when you start making real money, you're going to have to do projections. So get used to this stuff now. Get used to this stuff now. Make sense? Tell me what's on your mind right now so that I can make sure I hit it on.
Let's see. I would really like to explore more about I guess what that end goal and what you were just saying. Like, I see myself doing more of women empowerment, creating your independency after divorce, after trauma, things of that nature. And I really would like to incorporate that into everything that I already have going on, especially the life insurance portion of that, and then just take them through, like you said, A to Z, incorporating all of these other things like financial advisement, like credit repair, like funding if they want to, start a business and be independent in that way. And I'm not real sure if I'm just shorting myself on ideas, because I mean, you just made that look lovely with 12 steps. And I'm like, wow, I got to go back and watch this video again. I got to go back and watch this again so I can make sure I get it all. But, and as far as the core of what I would like to do is more, helping women get to an independent place that touches me and strikes me in a real personal space.
Hold on, let's work right now, real time.
Okay.
We do have to close up shortly. If I can have 15 more minutes of your time, let me know in the chat. If you do have to leave. I think you got as much as you can. Don't feel held hostage here if you have other obligations. But if I can have 15 more minutes of your time, if you think this is valuable, let me know in the chat. Just put 15 in the chat so I know that that's what you're referring to. What I would love for you to do, and everyone, like when we say this, some things can't be taught, they have to be caught. That's the real sauce. So if you see us doing it and it worked on you, you do it. You made a joke about you being in a funnel. Yes, sis, you've been in a funnel. Yes. We funneled you here, and we have another funnel for you, and you're in that funnel right now. Now, whether you move forward, that's up to you. But each stage, you're going to get something of value, and that's what you want people to walk away with, value. The one thing I want you to do, and I want everybody else to do, is create a checklist. You need to have a woman empowerment checklist, or an independent woman empowerment, however you like to label that. checklist. Okay, the woman that's the independent, empowered woman, she has great credit, 700 credit score. The person who's looking at this, they might go, damn, I don't got the 700 credit score. I got the other stuff. I need the credit score. So you need a link now to being able to service on credit. You say the women empowerment, the women empower, they have X amount of dollars in capital that they have access to. Okay, damn, I got all the other stuff. I got the good credit, but I don't got the capital that, I need that. So you need to have a link for that. So make a checklist. Somebody put in the chat checklist. Women empowerment checklist. That will go hard. Number one, that's something that you could use on social media as a lead magnet to draw people in. That's something that you can use to have other panel members come speak on your live, or if it's in person, we do mobile meetups and you want to, have some other people come in and speak on that. Yeah, that would be something that would be amazing. I would say everybody should be creating their checklist. I know we don't talk about it that much, but I want to put the emphasis on this because this is an underrated tool. Even on the checklist could have affiliates on this checklist, and you can make $15, $20, $30. The thing that I like to look at is, how can this eliminate a bill? Forget that you might make $30 off of an affiliate, but when you start to look at the volume, you might make $300,000. Like, we have people that we brought into this community made over 6 figures with affiliates. I myself made over 6 figures with affiliates. So I'm telling you right now, your system is what is going to get you paid to be yourself. You don't even have to build a business, Javon. You just say, hey, look, I know somebody. And everybody loves somebody. I know somebody. And guess what? This is a higher selling point, because if I came to you and I told you all of the things that I do, you might look at me and go, all right, he just want money. Or you might say, damn, you do everything. And you might not want to do anything. But if I go, Yvonne, well, I know somebody who can do a funnel for you. I know somebody who can get you funding. And I know somebody who can get you set up with your credit. Any of those services appeal to you? You're going to most likely say, okay, this one appeals to me quicker and more efficiently than you would if I just walked up to you and just entice you on this particular thing that I do. So affiliates are going to aid in the fact of bringing your business more income. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for you, that checklist would be important. That'll be like the first thing I'll work on. From all of your steps that you've created, 1 through 6, I would say, okay, what does a woman need on this list that would have her feeling empowered? If it's everything, then it's everything. And you need to find affiliates for all of them, but now you need to put them in a strategic practice. So for example, the first step is to make sure your credit is in order, because without the credit, you can't get the funding. So I wouldn't put funding as number 1, because then you might get a client who says, I want the funding, but I don't have the credit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put funding second, you can have a person go, I got the credit already, I just need the funding.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Make
I
sense?
got it. It makes a lot of sense. I think I want to throw at you though, where I think my first step really should be, it's kind of like a mind, body, spirit thing with me. So, I feel like it's more wellness than it's a balance though. It's financial literacy as well as, whole wellness, holistic wellness, I guess I should say. And I want to say that the therapeutic part should come first. Whereas those women that I would be interacting with would come to me initially because of their traumas, their PTSDs, or their current issues, the things that are going on right now, being in bad relationships or trying to come out of bad relationships and just trying to get their mental to a certain place. So that's the only thing that I think, other than what you said, everything else sounds good. I would
Okay.
make the therapeutic issue my first, because that's where my books are going to come from. My journals are going to come from that type of, from that direction.
Okay. So your content is going to speak to that, basically.
It's going to speak to that, but it's going to speak holistically, so that that becomes number 1. I'm sorry, y'all, my phone keeps ringing. The therapeutic portion becomes number 1. But then I go straight into, okay, now we're going to start working on getting you together financially. You need life insurance. You need to make sure your credit is on point. Do you need funding for anything? And then, so that's the only thing that I would say would be different from what you're saying.
So it's not different from what I'm saying. I'm just giving you
Okay.
tips, right? It's definitely
Gotcha.
not different.
Okay.
What I want you to think about is this. Take this framework. If somebody could put in the chat alliteration. We have these alliterations. Let me just make sure the team doesn't need the Zoom. Alliterations. So you could do something like this. This would make sense. Your content still should be centered on the women empowerment and showing that person how to be that top level individual, financially and spiritually. So you want to mix both, but you could do something like what I do. Mindset, tool set, asset. That's an alliteration. And in fact, you need that. If you're going anywhere holistic, you need something like that. Anything that would touch a person's in the soul, you should have an alliteration. Some of you just need a catchy one-liner, but most of you who are in that spiritual realm, you need alliterations because it just works naturally to people. So mindset, tool set, asset. I'm going to help you take your mindset, turn it into a tool set to create cash flow and assets. But first, you need that mindset reset. You hear that? That's how you're going to do it. So yeah, I'm going to be able to help you become empowered and show you how to be that boss that you truly know that you are, where you're building opportunities and serving society and showing other women who are coming up how to do it. But first, we need to heal before we can build. And then that's how you get them.
That's it right there. That's it. Bingo.
But the content needs to speak to that. The content needs to speak to that, or it's not going to work that way. Because if you just speak to just the financial acumen, then you're gonna get women that come in like, yeah, I don't really need that. I'm good. But they're really not good. Okay. So you speak to all of the good glitz and glamour of what people want, and then you show them what they need. You give them what they want, but you also give them what they need. Together, that's value. So you say all of the good stuff, you hit all the buckets. Yes, you can do this, you can do that. But baby girl, I want to be honest with you. If you do not trust yourself, it's almost impossible for you to trust anyone else. And then now she's like, oh, wait a minute, I like that. Wait, what do you mean? And then you can start going into different parts of that and then start doing the guided meditations. If you need help with that, we'll help you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Cool. Was this helpful in any way?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. At least I've solidified my roadmap, and I'm just gonna work on a not only my women empowerment checklist, but I'm going to work on my self checklist and make sure that I get these things done, because I know now that at least I'm in order. You know, I know that I have these things to do. These are my steps. I have it written down and I know what I need to do. So I'm glad that you were able to, you know, help me to make sure that that's where it needs to be. So I feel comfortable with it, and I just have to keep working on it. Like I said, this is my first mentorship. So I have to keep working on it and just work towards understanding so that I can better implement.
All right, good stuff. If you need help with your systems, reach out to me. If anybody needs help with their systems, reach out so that way we can get your systems the way that you need it. All right. Last person, because we ran out of time.
Oh.
Tabitha.
Hi, good morning.
What's up? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay. Good, we're good. So my concern was a lot of the same things she said. I have so many, like I really came here for a spa, right? I'm a registered nurse. I do Botox. I came to Joy to learn how to build my business, but there's been so much developed, and the idea of everything that you can do on the internet and having a digital product. But that's my dilemma, is I have so many digital things that I can put out, but then there are these other really big businesses that I can get going before I start the spa, because the spa is like, that's gone to last. That's super expensive and won't generate, I don't feel like, as much as some of these other things. It's just something that I enjoy, and regenerative health and wellness and that kind of thing. So really lining this out is like, I fight with it. Me and Chat talk about this probably every day.
Okay, so first of all, I like where you're going with this. Number one, you're in that holistic space. Shout out to all of my people who are doing holistic work. I know. I don't look like it on the surface, but you go back and look at them videos. Okay, you'll see all right. You'll see. I just had to polish it up a little bit. Okay, so that way, I just had to polish it up a little bit. But anyway, so for you, it's not one or the other. It's a collection. It's a combination. This world is mathematical. So it works in combinations. Always remember that. Somebody put that in the chat so you can get that. This is about combinations. This is a mathematical world. So for you, it's not just about one would do better than the other. You need both components because you may have somebody who loves your work, but you have a facility in Florida and the person is in Maine. They can't get to you, or they might be in Washington and over there, Seattle, right? And they may not be able to get to you, but if you have something online, it's like, I know you, I feel you, I can still be part of that. So for you, it's not one or the other, it's doing both, doing as much as you can right now. What could
Sure.
you do right now?
So right now, I'm working on my first thing, a digital product about the steps you take when someone dies. Just it's like emotional support, having someone there for you. You know, my dad died during COVID. I was here working 6 days a week. I didn't have any support. I had to figure it out. I actually just provided this to my uncle, and he called me the other day and said, I don't know how I would have made it through my wife dying if I wouldn't have had you. So that's my first thing, but it's just like everything feels important to me. So lining it out and doing something one at it, because I've been trying to write my book, do my checklist, and then I spend 2 hours one day and then not the next because I'm putting it on something else.
And okay, so the biggest thing is your mindset. How explicit can I be with you right now?
Give it to me,
Okay.
all of it.
So I love the fact that you have a lot of energy and thought behind all of this. And the one thing I want you to remove is the fear and the doubt, though, because you have faith, but it's mixed with fear. You don't want to have doubt and belief together. It's like you know you could do all of this, but then it's like your language is taking you back because of of what you've experienced. So what I would say to you is this: start where you are at. Everybody write that down, because sometimes we get so ahead of ourselves and we look so far in the future that we can't tell the present. You're the present. You're the gift. You're looking so far at everything else and what's not here that you forget about what is here. And what's here is the fact that you're able to speak to people. You have the proof of what you sent to your uncle. You have the proof of other people that you've touched as far as lives and in their heart and their soul. Use what you have right now. So whether that be audio, whether that be you getting on the camera and saying, hey, you know, I just want to share this to anybody who's been dealing with A, B, C, D. Here's what I've found through my research, through my time, and you start educating people. Educating people.
Okay.
Education will be one of the biggest things that you could do to launch your business and grow it and skyrocket it. Because you may not be able to serve everybody or service everybody, but you can teach them all at once.
Yeah.
So some things can't be taught, they have to be caught. What you need to catch right now for everybody who's listening is look at what we're doing right now. See, it's not just one-to-one, it's one-to-many. And we're speaking to all of you at the same time. And maybe somebody else like Tabitha coming on the stage and speaking, but you may get the answer to your question that you have in your mind, but it's Tabitha is the one that's speaking. Make sense? So I want you to understand the education part is going to be a huge component to any part of your business. Any part. So for you, it's just saying, okay, all right, I have a lot of things I can do. That's exciting. I'll get them all done. But right now, let's start with what I can start with. If I spend 2 days, if I spend today and I'm spending 8 hours on this today, that's fine. That's fine. Tomorrow, I'll just spend 30 minutes on it. But now I'll sit to the focus on something else. That's fine. I created my own calendar this way, and this does wonders. So for example, for anybody who's confused on that, if you have like 4 or 5 tasks to do, and they're like main tasks that you know it would take like weeks to get done, you can spend 3 hours today on a Monday for task number 1, an hour on remaining tasks. Now the next day you can flip it, but you see the results. You say, okay, yeah, yesterday I spent 5 hours on this. All right, cool. And I neglected the other ones. Now let me just turn the tables and do 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. You could block it out that way. So don't be afraid for today on Monday to do two hours of it, and on Tuesday do 30 minutes of it, because it's about progress, consistency. As long as you're doing it, then you're moving forward. Make sense?
Yeah.
So don't get confused about what to do. You need to create your funnel, your business funnel from A to Z. What's the purpose? You're taking your client from where? From A to Z. And when you learn that, when you have that written out, now everything that you have going on is easy to place. But when you don't have that, it's going to seem confusing. It's going to happen. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, so I tell me, because I didn't hear any doubt in that. I feel like more confusion. So I need you to give it to me so I can catch it when it comes up. Because you
Okay.
said you heard faith and doubt. And I heard confusion in myself, but not doubt. So I want to be able to catch it.
Okay. It isn't confusion some sort of doubt?
Well, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're
Okay.
making sense. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Let me make sure I just, fully serve you. Did I miss anything? You want to reiterate something I didn't touch on because I could have just like skipped over something?
No, I feel it's excuse me. I termed it hyper awareness syndrome. Everybody else calls it ADHD. I call it hyper awareness. I don't take anything for it. And so I get distracted and I just wanted direction, because there are things that are very attractive that I know I can do later. My biggest thing, coach, is I just want out of the hospital. I work 13-hour shifts. I want out. So just lining things out in a way that are going to take care of the people that I want to touch, make me some money, and get my life changed. I got an 11-year-old.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your
I just
time.
want to be able to be his mom, he lost a lot of time with me because of COVID. Like, that was 3 years where I'm working 6 days a week and I go to Louisiana and visit him and I'm back here working. He lost a lot. And so my kid is like hyper independent. He don't need me for nothing. And I just need to show him he has support.
Sending you a lot of love for everything that you have been going through, the family that you've lost, the relationship that has been happening, involving with your child. It's not easy. And I really want to say this to everybody. You are going to deal with some tough stuff along this journey. Make no doubt about it. Don't feel like you can't get through it, because you will get through what you're going through. You will get through. So I'm sending you a lot of love. Look into the chat. There's a lot of love coming your way. And it's authentic, it's genuine, because we know where you're coming from. I want you to think about this, though. This is why your funnel is important. Okay, so my goal, what I want, you always have to write out what you want. I want to be able to leave the workplace, this hospital. I need to, why? Put my why. Because I want to be there with my child. When you have a strong enough why, you can overcome anyhow. So you think that, I can't replace the income. No, you can do it. There's people in your position who have done it already. Now, what you need to do is say to yourself, what is my goal? My goal is to leave the workplace. Okay, how am I going to get that done? Now you need to fill out your funnel. This is your personal funnel. Then you fill out your business funnel. How am I going to do it? Well, okay, I need to start a business. I need to have the business business income exceed my expenses to be able to take over my job's income that I currently get, and then I'll be done. That's the roadmap. Okay, now you need to fill in the blanks. What is going to allow you to start a new job? Okay, well, I have digital products all about health and wellness and how to heal. And I think there's a litany of people who would love to be able to access this information. Okay, how are you giving them this information? Well, I'm going to give this information through certain channels, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Tagged, whatever these streaming platforms or whatever it is that you're offering to in-person seminars, meetups, town hall. Don't just think that it has to be virtual. It could be anywhere there's people who are looking for what you already have. And then I have a service. Within the service, I'm going to add ABC services. That is going to produce X amount of income. If I get X amount of clients for A service and X amount of clients for B service and C service, then therefore I can have this total amount. It's real simple. That's what we have to do. But most people do not do that part. That's why we get confused. That's it. Once you do that, everything else makes sense for you, because then now you can see what is in your plan and what's not in your plan. Right now, you're going to see everything, and it's going to look like everything works because they do. It's just
Everything
that
does
you
work.
don't Right. You don't need everything to work for you. You just need the things that you need to work for you.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
your plan is to write that out, write that funnel out, exactly what from A to Z. Uh, First of all, is your business, I mean, your personal. What are you looking to do? You looking to get out? Cool. Write down your steps. Then for your business, all right, how are you taking the client from A to Z? And then that's it. Now you can fulfill it. It's not as hard as it sounds. It's doable. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. Anything else before we let you go?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
All right, great job. I'm proud of you. Once again, seeing some love. If you haven't looked in the chat, definitely check the chat. There's a lot of love inside the chat right now. Sunshine, you don't have to do a whole super recap, but if you have some words, you have some thoughts, you want to come up. Where's Jasmine at?
Hey, King,
What's up?
what's going on?
I guess we the two that we don't have backgrounds. I guess it's us now. We don't have
Well,
backgrounds.
I asked you, I told you my computer just shut down on me, and as of right now, I don't have anything on my computer, no documents, no
Check that
downloads.
chat.
What
Check that
chat?
chat.
I
Check that group
looked.
chat. I put something in there for you.
You said the group chat. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was the,
Afterwards, I'll do the, after.
Okay. No, but thank you for today. Today for me, the way I looked at this call, it was like today's call was all about direction, right? Put direction in the chat. Our mindset mogul was basically our GPS today. He's talking about writing down our roadmap, the steps. And systems. I think that's major for all of us, is to have our systems in place. I know I'm still working on having certain systems in place. And so understand that it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's things that we're going to think about, that we need to sit up there and understand what particular systems that we need to have in place. But it's all about creating your business funnel. And that's what we focused on today. Literally knowing what your business funnel needs to look like. That is essential. Truly knowing how you're going to filter your customer. Know what it looks like from A to Z is what he's been pounding into us the entire time. And that really starts with, something that he said earlier today, is niching down our messaging. So many of us have not really taken the time to do that. And that's essential. So if you haven't, make sure you take the time out to niche down your messaging. Know who your clientele is, know who you're talking to. That is so important. And then he talked about thinking higher, right? It's so important that we think higher. He talked about money likes to feel powerful. That was major for me because I never really thought about that. But don't we like to feel powerful? So why wouldn't our money? We definitely need to start paying attention to our money and make sure that we assign every single dollar that we have. Our money, every dollar should have an assignment. So again, today, I looked at today as a sense of direction. I've really seen you being that GPS today. We want to know how much money we want. We want to know about our expenses. It's just so important that we know where we're going, right? Know exactly that ending point. And even right now, for a lot of us, the people that are in here that is just starting, you talked about making sure that you're in that implementation stage. And so make sure that you're writing every single thing out, write it out, and it's going to get you what you need, the direction you need to go in. And you need to know that writing it out is always a part of your navigation. It's always a part of your manifestation. It helps you with your clarity. Clarity is everything. I want you to put that in the chat, y'all. Clarity is everything. Stop thinking that we could do it off the top of the dome, because we can't. You're going to skip steps that way because you're going to forget. That's it for today. Me.
Absolutely, Sunshine. Great job. Tamoa and Jasmine, if you would love, I know Jasmine has some things on today to share, but Tamoa, if you would love to share, you can as well. I'm gonna let Jasmine go first, and then Jasmine, you close it out afterwards too. But you want to share?
Yes, of course, of course. I want everybody to drop confidence in the chat. I love this class. I love every class, honestly, because if I don't have these classes, I don't know where my reassurance would come from. Like, drop me in the chat if that's you too, because we need the reassurance on all that we do. Exactly, exactly. Me, exactly. No, confidence is everything. It's the confidence and the conviction that you are putting in your vision. And that's exactly what this class was about. We talked about system just like Sunshine went over again, but your system is the customer journey. It's not only where your customer is starting from, where your customer is going, what your customer gets you, but it's also about what you want for yourself. So we building this higher personality that we want to develop, but where is the customer journey, or where is your personal journey that you are actually building? So if you want to be a person of high execution, if you want to be a person that is healthy, if you want to be a person that is able to see your children, okay, well, how does that fit into what you're doing right now? What does that schedule look like? What does that day look like? That is the same thing as a customer journey for your business, but now you're implementing it in your own personality development, because the money is great. And yes, money likes power, but who is the person that you need to be to earn that power? The money can get there, but like we said, sometimes the money comes in the account and then it's right back out. Why? Why is that happening? It's because of the person that you have developed to be. So taking the time to know that your customer journey is not only for your customer, but it's also for your personality to develop, the person that you need to become. That is all the funnel that you need. So I want y'all to drop personality, because you can change your energy into income. Okay, actually, y'all want to know. Okay. Right? I want y'all to drop personality in the chat, because your personality is everything. And your personality will give you that power that comes from your passion, the power that comes from the income, the power that comes from being with your family, having the proper systems, having the proper funnels, all of the sorts. But with that being said, I want us to be the person right now. For example, I'm gonna shout out Chapman because he in the building. We was on the boat, right? And we said, listen, from now on, I'm showing up on the calls. I got my camera on, bing, bong, boom. This is his second class, and I see him with his camera on. That is him being the person right now. So I want y'all to say, Chapman, throw some love in the chat for him. Oh, Chapman, throw the love in the chat for Chapman, right? Because that's important, to be the person right now. And if you are unable to do anything else right now, today, or in the moment, or when things come up, just focus on being the person that allows you to have the right funnels, that allows you to have the right clientele, that allows you to have the big business, that allows you to have the 8 figures. Because I'm feeling past 7, right? I know we said taxes and all that, but donate to a charity, right? The Golden Impact, we got a charity nonprofit, right? So those things are going to be able to allow you to have the power in all that you do. So I love y'all. Shout out to y'all for being on these calls, because these calls are the inner work that you need for the energy to turn it into income.
Great job, Jazz. We appreciate you. Oh, go ahead, Timon. Go ahead.
Yeah, talking spicy, Jazz. Talking spicy. So put I love money in the chat. Don't be scared. I know we have all of these thoughts about money is evil, money is this, money is that. Put I love money in the chat. The truth is, all of this has to do with your relationship with money, your trauma when it comes to money, your healing when it comes to money, because everything we're doing is to become the millionaire that we want to be, to break generational curses in our family. But if you don't have the inner container to hold the money, then what difference does it make? This is the reason why we're here. You have to work on the inside of you for everything else to work. You have to understand, like Coach Cruz said, if you can't manage $100, then how are you going to manage $1 million? So it starts right here. You have to write out your blueprint. You have to write out your journey. It's not a fact of writing and detailing out where your money is going so that you can become tighter about your money and allow it to trigger you about what you don't have, or all of those thoughts of lack and scarcity. No, it's for you to see what's going on now so that you can truly create your abundance, so that you can truly create your blueprint for what it is that you're building right now. So don't be scared of the money. You and the money are like this. You best friends. You have to get your mind out of that lack mindset. All of the things that happen to you related to money, all of, if you grew up in poverty, if you grew up feeling like you didn't have enough, whatever the case is, that ends now. It is time for you to know who you are, your worth. And as you're working on you and loving you and healing you and forgiving you, you will attract more money. You attract the people. You will attract all of the environments that you know that you should be in. So start here, start building your list, start building your strategic plan, start building your funnel, and the money will automatically come to you as you start becoming the person that you are meant to be and show up as each and every day. Love you guys.
Ooh, drop the mic drop. At this time, can we have everybody come off of mute, snap it up and clap it up, go out there and be amazing today. Today is a good day for a great day. It's in your hands. If you need help and need assistance, go ahead and let us know. This is a team thing. This is about community. So let's take everybody off of mute and let's bring them up, snap it up and clap it up.
Let's go!
Good.
I see you. I see you, Thor.
Love it here.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
Yes.
Great session, y'all.
ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Dig
So
that.
blessed to be a part of
Waters.
it.
Got that.
Good
Get that.
job. Nice job.